Well, good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, July 9th. We are in a moon phase, a waxing moon, 12 days to a full moon. It's called a waxing crescent, and 12 days to a full moon. 72 degrees right now. It's going to be a high of 107. No rain in sight, but I'll take 107 over 120 any day. Well, what we're looking at here is we dumped our tubs out that had our potatoes in there. We got 65 pounds and about a 5-pound bucket of really small ones that we'll replant. We piled this in a berm to go ahead and have our berm ready for when we planted, but the turkeys got in here and look at what they did. They actually spread that whole pile out down there, and they are looking for worms. There was a lot of red worms in this soil. So it looks like these potatoes here are done now, and so we'll be dumping them out probably tomorrow. I'm going to turn the water off to them today, and I might wait 2 or 3 days to shut this to harvest. Excuse me, I just woke up to harvest. So we will let them dry out for a bit, and then we will dump the buckets over, and we might even just dump the buckets over and go from there and let them sit there dumped over for a day. Although we might risk the turkeys getting after our stuff. Anyway, so everything's looking pretty good. Corn is doing well over there. Looks like our volunteer spaghetti squash is doing okay. I still got spaghetti squash in the root cellar from last year that we're going to be eating here in the next couple days. Anyways, 1 or 2 of them anyways. So our fight, the aphids are back, and back with a vengeance. So we do have the bees working this morning, so we're not really going to spray. Bees will go back to the hive when it gets hot again, so we'll have to spray in the heat. That's all right. It's not going to kill me. Just not going to like it. But we'll do what we need to do to make our garden a successful garden. I think, excuse me, I think that we got 65 pounds of potatoes, and I think that's okay, right? Compared to what we planted. We probably planted 5 pounds. I think we cut these eyes apart on these potatoes here, and to reduce the amount. And a lot of people just said, a lot of things on YouTube just said put a potato in each tub, or 3. I put 2 potatoes in each tub. And on this one over here, I think I put 3 potatoes in, and I won't do that again. So 2 potatoes. I'm hoping that these will grow some more. I am going to shut the water off to them today, and so that we can so the dirt will come off of them when we harvest. So what you want to try to do with these potatoes is you want to when you harvest them is you want to put them in a cool, dry place for 2 to 3 days before you wash them, right? Because if you harvest them and then you wash them, the skin will come off, and you don't want that. You want to be able to have that skin on there to keep them potatoes in good shape so they'll last longer. So that's how you do it. You harvest them, put them in and don't put them in your drying shed there like I did, because we had 118 and 120 degrees weather, and that was, you know, we dug them up on Saturday, and I went out to get them on Monday, and they were already shriveled up. So I put some in water in the kitchen that I'm gonna cook for breakfast this morning, and I rehydrated them overnight. But we'll see how good they are. I know last year when I grew them, I grew just a little tiny bit. They were sure much better than store-bought potatoes. Like the deer have been in, you know, and they say the deer won't eat the nightshades, and that's what potatoes are. But if you look, a deer made a meal out of that one. Out of these, some of them are just where the blossoms fell off. And one thing I'm seeing now, observing turkey tracks. Anyway, what I'm noticing is, so I'm not really sure if it's the deer, because I don't see any deer tracks, unless they're leaning way over. I don't see deer tracks in here. So it's hard to say whether that was deer. It doesn't look good though. So you can't have them potatoes disturbed like that. You have to really protect their tops. Yeah, it looks like, and it's crazy because nightshades are poisonous, especially the leaves. Now you can eat the potatoes as long as they're not green, because the green potatoes are poisonous. But same with they said about tomatoes, because tomatoes are a nightshade also, and they say that the deer won't eat them, but they do. Anyways, so we know that they won't eat. They'll eat corn, but we know they won't eat asparagus. They won't eat garlic. They won't eat onions. So in all of our exposed beds, we're gonna put. We are going to grow onions and garlic and asparagus. Now this bed right here, we're gonna plant onion seeds in here when we're done with our harvest, our summer harvest. So that'll probably be September, October, something like that. Looks like our Manuka grapes got watered. I am going to put a trellis up for those. We are actually going to build a fence from the corner of this building over, and then shoot right through there, right in between the beds there, and then back over. And this is going to be another one of our enclosed protective beds, so that we can grow things. We just been laying low from the heat. You know, we try to do things around here all the time to try to improve this place, but man, it's hard to do when it's 120 scalding degrees out. So we broke a lot of heat records over the past week. The heat's not good on the lawns, but we weren't going to increase the watering because water's so expensive, and we would rather divert that water. Our landscaping is still okay. We'd rather divert that water to our gardens and our fruit trees. Peaches are ready. Another batch of peaches are ready out on the peach tree. We're going to pick those today. And we'll see if anybody wants to can some peaches, or simply blanch them, peel them, cut them up, put them in a jar. You don't even got to do that. You can just put them in a bag, in a Ziploc bag, and put them in the freezer, and then pull them out when you wanna. So the aphids are back with a vengeance. So I see whitefly, you know, I see whitefly flying around here. Now they're on my roselle, on my hibiscus. Can't wait for those to blossom out. So we can have some tea. I think I'm gonna plant some, what is it, Tevia or something like that. Anyways, my granddaughter's wanting me to grow it. So we're gonna try it. We still got time to do some summer planting. It's only the 9th of July, excuse me. So we do have time. Our tomatoes are doing well. Our cucumbers are doing well, but we got these little spots on the leaves. And I'm not sure what they are. They don't have aphids yet, thank God. But all of our peppers have aphids now. All of them. So, my zucchini quit producing. Of course, of the heat, there's a lot of things will stop producing. Your tomatoes, you usually won't set tomatoes in the heat. They're almost to the top. So we did put some more shade cloths over the CLOTH over the, we did lower this tunnel, and we're promoting the pumpkins to grow up and over, and they have they're the ones that really have the aphids really bad. So we are going to wait for it to warm up and the bees go back to their hives. They go back when it gets hot. They'll go to the hive, and then they get in there and they fan their wings to keep it cool in there. And they do the same thing in the wintertime when it gets real cold. They'll do that to build up some kinetic energy to so we've been eating the greens about all as much as I can stand, but we still eat them. We still love them. You know, put a little bouillon in there and cut them up, wash them good, cut them up, and you can wash them with a little bit of vinegar in your water to help dislodge any bugs or bacteria that's there. And there you have it. So everybody's looking good. These are Armenian cucumbers right here. We're loving those. And I got all kinds of different peppers growing. We got bell peppers right here is a bell pepper, and shishito. And I'm not really sure what happened because they are hot. They're mildly hot. They won't really light you up like a ghost pepper or jalapeno, but they will give you a little bit. Now we have Big Bertha Bell here. This little plant right here was stunted for some reason. So, I'm not sure what happened there. And we did pluck the centers out of these, so, that was advice that I seen on YouTube. This bell pepper right here is doing fine. Although we do have to spray now today for, like I said, aphids. So we don't want aphids on our tomatoes. Anyways, and this little tomato right down here, Carmela, is that what it's called? I'm not sure what's going on with it. So what I've been doing is I've been making up, since it's been hot, I've been mixing up some yeast concoction that's a fertilizer that is really good for your tomatoes, and everybody, actually. It's good for just about everything in the garden. I don't know of anything. So my little crooknecks are up and doing well. We're gonna spray. Everybody gets a bath today. We gotta do something about these aphids. My marigolds are doing well. We did pull some of them out because they were taking over the area around the peppers. I am probably gonna remove one of these zucchini. They're not producing, so they might, you never know how things are going to go with those. I've been having a lot of trouble growing zucchini, and I don't know. We are getting enough to eat, though, so I don't know what goes on here. I noticed another thing that we haven't been able to grow here like we used to grow at our other house 24 years ago. that doesn't grow well here. Um, and for the life of me, I just had a brain fart. I can't remember. I knew what it was when I started talking, but look at the corn. Oh my gosh, it's growing to the sky. It is 3 feet off the ground though. But you know what kind of blows my mind is I don't see any ears on these stalks. So, and these guys right here are just not getting enough water. And I've been watering them by hand to see if I can help them. And they have grown a little bit better, and we will do that this morning. We'll give them a shot of fertilizer. Some of the manure tea. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They're supposed to have at least 2 ears per stalk on these, but I'm not seeing a whole heck of a lot going on there. I think that bed there, I think, is really going to be a lost cause. I probably ought to pull them out and start over. Our cantaloupes are doing okay. One thing about melons, though, they love the heat, you know. So I haven't made a video in a few days. I haven't since last week, I think, because it has been so hot. Been working, didn't have time, trying to get shade cloths up. We had to get shade cloths up all around that western and southern side of the house to try to, you know, even with the cooler going in there, it's so hot. So we try to do what we can do in this running heat. I don't know if anybody sets blossoms when it's hot like this, for Pete's sakes, or for the love of Pete. So we do have cantaloupes, you know, we have cantaloupes growing. We had that good weather. We do have some. There's one hiding there, and there's one there. There's quite a few over here. There's one, there's a couple. There's one. The guys are hiding. Anyways, looks pretty good. I don't know, man. This heat, things just don't. Oh, look here. Look what we have here. Oh, wow. And I don't know where they're deformed. I don't know where they're deformed like that right there. All these, that one might be okay. But look how this one's deformed. And that one, I'm probably not gonna put I might. Sometimes I can't stand myself. I'll have to put a mesh sock around those to hold them up. I had to order some more clips for my one thing I'm having to learn is eye-hand coordination when I'm doing things with my free hand. See, there's some more. That one almost looks like it is deformed, but we'll see. And I don't usually grow corn. I don't. I grew corn here one year when this bed was on everything. We had everything in the ground. And we had a pretty good crop, really. I was able to, and I think I was able to put some corn on the cob in the freezer, but that's really not idyllic to do because they're not, they don't do well. The corn is rubbery. So I found the best way to do it is to trim it off the cob and freeze it like that. I mean, corn's just not, I mean, you know, it's just not good. Uh-oh. I think that was a human that ate that top. That's okay. These guys are still putting up spears. Look at all the seeds. I don't know if you can see that or not. It won't focus. Okay, so, and then our lima beans, we got to put a little trellis up for our lima beans. I do have the material for that. Oh, look, the deer. The deer have been eating on the tomatoes again. These tomatoes, not really worried about it. It's funny how they eat on certain tomatoes and not others. They didn't eat this one. I don't know if that means, these are these old pear tomatoes here. I don't know if that means that certain tomatoes are higher in that chemical that makes nightshades bad. It looks like our poke salad is beginning to get berries on it. You know, there's certain weeds around here that we don't like to spray or weed whack. We want to promote that. Some of them, you know, like the purslane and one of the nightshades you can eat the leaves on. You know, you have to be careful with nightshades because they're poisonous, and you got to know how to cook them. And hopefully these beans, before you eat them, you know, I got to stick to one subject at a time. My mind runs faster than my mouth. So when you cook the poke salad, you want to cook those. You want to eat the small leaves, the fresh leaves. You know, you can eat the big ones, but you got to really boil them. But the same with the fresh leaves. Now these are beans. So the fresh leaves on the poke salad over there, you boil them 2 or 3 times before you can eat them. I would really do my research before I ate any of it, though. And when I ate some of it, I would only eat a little bit and then wait 24 hours and see. You do that. You have to do that with mushrooms when you go out, because some mushrooms will give you dysentery and not other people. So when you are out foraging for mushrooms, of course you won't find any now because it's too hot. But when you're out foraging for mushrooms, when you harvest, you only want to eat a small batch, small amount, like a mouthful. And then when you know, of course, you're going to do all your research and you're going to do the nibble spit method, whereas you take a little bit of it, nibble it, and then you swallow it or spit it. Depends on how the flavor hits you. But with all fungus, you want to be careful and you want to know what you're doing. You don't want to be doing stupid things. Anyway, so this is our acorn squash right here. This is nice. Yeah, so you know, the best temperature I think for a garden would be 80 to 100 degrees. So anyways, well, I think that's it for this morning. I'm gonna go up and make myself some breakfast and then come back down when it warms up and start spraying the crap out of everybody. We are beginning to get some tomatoes. The Sweet 100s are coming online. So I'm going to harvest. We don't spray any of our green or lettuces or cabbages or our Swiss chard or none of that stuff. This is Malabar spinach. Really does well in heat. When I spray these guys right here, these peppers, because they do have, see, they have, I'll put a board or something up here to keep the spray from getting on my Malabar spinach and I am going to harvest some of it this morning before I spray. But I will put something up here too. And I ordered a bunch more of these clips, 300 more on Amazon. Anyway, so yeah, they all have. So I plucked the tops out of them, and that's kind of why we're not getting any. Our peppers are not taking off. I can see we got a bunch of blossoms, and they're setting fruit. So this guy, we plucked this big one off of here, and when we get the clips, they should be here the next couple of days. We'll clip them up. So, and I am going to pull this fella right here out. So he's got some aphids, not real bad, but as things get grown up, so I will keep, and I don't want my garden to be overgrown, so I'm not really looking to, I gotta be able to control, the growth in this garden so that I can get to the bottom sides of those leaves a little better, a little easier. We pulled out another one of these. You can see that these aphids I do have some zucchini there, but if you look closely, they got a problem with the sun. You can see the aphids on them blossoms. And so we are going to be spraying the dickens out of these guys this morning. And I need to do some trimming here. Anyways, we do need to trim. So we want to grow squash, not leaves. So I'll go around and do some trimming before I spray and harvest some of the Malabar spinach. I might pull this bean plant here up. He's got some little ones on him. Maybe I'll leave him. Yeah, they're putting on beans. That's what I haven't really had good luck in growing here at this house. Green beans. Over at the other place, man, I used to have a big harvest of beans, and I grew them on the fence, right, between the neighbors, and the neighbors would do the same thing. So when we had bean harvest, ours would go over to their side and theirs would come to our side, and we'd get to harvest on each other's beans. It was like a little community agreement thing that we did, which was pretty good. Of course, our friend Patty is gone now. She got cancer and she died. So, okay, I think that's about it for now. I might put another one on here later showing a spraying. All right, well, God bless you. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. 107 for today. At least it's not 120. Okay, bye-bye.